curb you when it's dark. I'm searching for you in the park. Shady murdered him, another person. He just hit his mark. He bit his quota for the month. They found the coda all rolled up inside a bag. He probably tracked the body for about a block. Here we go.
What up, banditos? Are we doing this or what? Happy Friday. DeMar, 40 months, bro. Look at you. 40 months, man. Have I seen a 40-monther yet? You might be the first I've seen. We're seeing a lot of high 30s. 40 months. Anthony, appreciate you, man. Kicking it with this on the highs and the lows. 40 months. What's happened though? I don't, what year would that be, huh? Must have been, where are we in now? 25? I guess that was 22. Yeah, it's about right when I opened my channel. Channel's just a little over 40 months old. Man, like when I opened my channel, guys, like the Division 2 was struggling. Not that we're popping off right now or anything like that, but it's had some ups since then. Yeah, I started my channel in, oh, am I on the wrong character? I was looking at gear. I started my channel like during the worst of times, the Division 2. It was the season they gave us the backfire. That's when I started this channel. Cray, right? No, I don't know. I don't know if we're ever gonna get to the Dark Zone med. There's people that cover it. I let them do their thing. So I'm looking at, today we're gonna start off with a Foundry build. Looking at DPS, taking it DPS. So because we have this invulnerable shield possibility and we can use that to drive some damage into us. Or some of that damage into our body heals is what we're looking for there. So an all red Foundry. I've been tinkering on the side on some interesting concepts. Interesting, but one of them is, right now I'm just looking at the weapons, but one of them I was looking at doing a reverse hybrid. That sounds weird. You're like, what the fuck is a reverse hybrid? Well, I'm glad you asked, chat. I'm glad you asked. So basically, you know, we have our hybrid builds where we'll take something like Foundry, like that gear set that's for a tank, and we'll turn it into a skill build by adding a bunch of skill tiers, maybe some crits, maybe some skill damage and a memento, using a skill weapon. So stuff like that, right? So I tried and still kind of working on it. I don't know if it'll work out. I don't think it will, but I tried taking the refactor and then turning it on its head, because you get overcharge without having any skills or without having skill tiers. So you don't need skill tiers to get overcharge. So if you have a bunch of skills and you're using your modifiers to keep you at overcharge, then you're kind of wasting skill tiers. You know what I mean? Like, why am I running skill tiers on my build if I'm always in overcharge and that's because of the modifiers? Why am I running skill tiers? Right? You got the full benefit of overcharge, which is tier 6 plus. So yeah, you know, it doesn't work out because there's a couple of reasons. I tried it with the mechanical animal or, you know, future perfection, and it's just too weak. That talent is just too weak on that build set. Like the mechanical animal or any concept that uses future, it just, that's not a damage talent for your weapon, yet you need to get kills to earn skill tiers. You know what I mean? So without the damage talent, it's kind of, it doesn't really support it. So you have, in other words, you have to have a really strong DPS build to go with the mechanical animal. And so if you try putting the mechanical animal on, what's it called? The refactor gear set is just, I mean, it's shooting BBs, you know. That gun, that particular gun needs something like Striker and Umbra, otherwise it feels really underwhelming. I mean, not even, a lot of people don't even run it on skill builds. As a primary, you'll see it as a secondary weapon, so that every now and again you can just get one kill, usually on the guy that's almost dead, and then you know, pluck him with a shot or two, get that overcharge, and then switch back to your capacitor or your test subject. So the problem is the weapon was really weak, and so because your time to kill is really bad, then you're having a hard time maintaining your momentum in which you need to have those 6 skill tiers. So you get the overcharge and your skills are strong, but you can't maintain it because your weapon is really weak. And that's with all crits and all red cores, like all in. Like that's like all in on red, an all red refactor build, basically. The idea of thinking like, well, it's an all red refactor build, so I can have really strong weapon damage and then tier 6 overcharge shield skills that are driving heals back to me. Into team. The problem is the weapons are too weak. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna fly because the weapons are too weak. You'll get the overcharge, you can't maintain it. yeah, like a hybrid that way would work totally, like a yellow Umbra, Negotiator, and Heartbreaker. I mean, you can go for days on that shit, right? Yellow Striker, yellow, all of them will work out pretty cool, actually. But why do you need, this is a weird question. I know it sounds weird, but why do you need skill tiers? Why yellow? You know what I mean? Because it's your DPS that gets you the overcharge and the skill damage. So why not run an all red Negotiators and then just run attack skills? You know what I mean? It's kind of a new way to think about a hybrid, because once you hit overcharge, they still add skill damage. But if you're at overcharge, aren't you getting the credit for all of that? You know what I mean? Let's take a look. I'm in this thing. Let me get out of here. See, because if you're at overcharge, it's not going to add any more damage, right? So, because tier 1 gives me 20% damage. Tier 2 is 40%. Tier 3 is 60. Overcharge is 175. But it gives me... Well, in this case, our overcharge condition is actually damage, right? What does the Oxy do? Let me look. What am I looking at? Oh, that's foam. Purple. Yeah, because it's the +6, right? Yeah. Plus 100, plus duration, plus 80. So if you get 60%, so if you're running around with tier 6, you're gonna have 60% damage. Let's make sure I'm thinking about this right. You're gonna have 60% damage, right? And then when we go into overcharge, we're gonna get 140% damage total. What up, Acolyte? Okay, let me switch characters. Let me just quickly see if there's anything interesting on this guy. Chest. So if we're running Foundry, we're gonna be running Foundry. Yeah, doesn't have anything. All right. Okay, yeah, that's a good idea. Try that. Great idea, Grumps.
Safe area entered.
And it might be different per skill too, huh? So one skill might add it up, some skills might not. Acolyte, I saw you the other day, man. Did you see me? I was dancing in front of you. I think you were in your menu. You were at the base of operations. Okay, let's take off the memento. Let's put on something random. Oh, this is a skill build. Let me take off technician. Let me take off that skill build actually, because it's gonna try to give those turrets more damage. Okay, you're already there. And then just pull the mods off altogether. Just keep it as clean as possible. And then what do we got over here? I'll just take all these things off actually. Yeah, okay, so everything should be off. Well, that's not gonna work, is it? I think it's these we just gotta strip off. I mean, I guess that's fine. Momentum. Let's take off. Oops. God damn it. I'm just trying to take off one. This one. Let's take off the coils. All right, that should work. So we just have our turret. Recon. Yeah, not yet. Right now, I'm gonna put a build together here in a minute, and then I'll be running. Yes, sir. So we're hitting at 37,000 without skill tiers. Let's get ourselves an overcharge. Disassemble. Doing it the old-fashioned way, just to keep that 30% skill damage from complicating my life. We'll get there. Yeah, we just need these blacklisted dudes. We're almost there, so I'm not going to turn on overdrive, so. Because it gives you a boost to the skills, I just want to keep it clean. So. Okay, almost there. For 64,500. Motherfucker. Gotta take off that gun because I had just giving me skill tiers. So we're maintaining that. I'm just gonna give it a couple of seconds to make sure that wears out. So that's 104. That looks like tier 6 damage. Okay, so now 104. That's close enough, right? So now I'll just try to put together a skill build with 6 skill tiers without putting on any additional skill damage. This is gonna be expensive, isn't it? Which I could put one of these on. And then I could put on the ninja, but I gotta take this off. Forge? Yeah, that'll work. Brazos? That'll work. Actually, 2-piece brazos would be nice, huh? We don't want the extra skill damage, so let's take that. Devil's Due. Ninja Bike. What up, Parabellum? Zen? Alps, that's good. And then I can take off that skill damage. All right, just a chest piece. Henry for status effects, it's got skill damage. China, Palisades, we can't take that talent. This one might just be able to reroll. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's it. Okay, so we're gonna need to see. So let's check our number here. Actually, let me use the boost. All right, so we gotta wait 10 seconds, and our damage number should drop. So we get a skill boost there. To skip the timer or the stacking. So there it is, 104,000 and overcharge with 6 skill tiers. So it's the same. So we're still in overcharge. So yeah, so overcharge is 6 skill tiers. It's 6 skill tiers plus whatever listed bonus. Right? Is that right, Grumps? Do you concur? Okay, cool. So you know, it's something to try. I think it'll be fun. I mean, there's lots to do there, right? The question is, if you're running such a DPS build like Negotiators, do you really want to be running turrets? Or do you want to be running that coil pulse at skill 6? You know what I mean? That's pretty badass with a skill tick, with a top tier shield or heals, right? Imagine a healer hive next to you. Or that's overcharged all the time, right? Fuck, we got a lot to explore, folks. Let's get to it. Let's hawk to it. I know, I'm cornball. Momentum max does. Yeah. I hear you what you're saying. Unstoppable. So that'll give us 20% skill damage, 20% weapon damage. It seems like kind of balanced, right? You get a little bit of everything. Movement speed, reload speed, rate of fire, but a little bit more to your DPS. It's balanced because you're getting the 20% weapon damage, and the overcharge for your weapons is the rate of fire. The overcharge for your skills is overcharge, but they both get a base damage lift of 20. Your weapons probably get a little bit more, I guess, if you consider reload speed and all that other shit. I don't know. Okay, let's put together a build. All right. It's gonna slowly start to swap in these pieces. So we're gonna try a Foundry build first. And the idea of the Foundry build is, it might be a bad idea, right? So I might talk myself out of this. But the idea is to drive heals from the enemy's damage to you by getting them to shoot your invulnerable shield. So what I'm going to attempt to do here, and we've made this build before in the past, but run an all red Foundry. So in order to do that, the assumption is that you're going to come in with a strong weapon and strong everything else to make up for not running something like Striker, as an example. So it's basically in other words, look at it like this. It's like a DPS version of Refactor in a funny way, right? So with that being said, I think we want protection from elites here. The chest, we have to run a damage talent, so we're gonna want something like probably like a Grupo. Provocateur could be cool. Wasn't that impressive earlier though, so. It always sounds like a good idea when you look at it. You're like, yeah, the Provocateur, and you're like, yeah. Acolyte, 12 months, 11 likes. If we can get to 35 likes, I'll give 10 memberships. Do it! Do it! Support my boy supporting me. Yeah, we'll put together a squad here in a little bit if anybody wants to jump in and play with me. If we're using the shield, I wouldn't mind Hunter Killer either, or Adrenaline Rush. But we'll start with Cheska, I guess. Or Grupos we're after. Fucking have one. Jesus H. Maybe I don't have a Grupo chest. I have a backpack. I don't want to run heals because I want to try to get this to be self-sufficient, this between the modifiers and the gear set. Actually, we can run spotter because I'm going to run the pulse. Where'd you go, spotter? I just pushed it the wrong way. I did. Damn it. Where'd you go, spotter? All right. So spotter. Get on my chest. There. Zen, zen, zen. Being extra efficient kills the devs. I'm not on your friends list, Recon? That's weird. So for the backpack, we could run the Memento. We could run another piece of Uzina for armor and kill. I don't know if I need that. I would like to run Grupo. Wish we had something stronger than that. Part of me wanted to run this with a shotgun, but that'd be more like open world stuff. God, I don't even have that. I do. It's on all my gears all screwed up right now. Oh, there it is. Never mind. All right, there's this one, and then we can change energize. So let's see what we want. Tech support, calculate shotgun all, safeguard, bloodsucker, vigilance, versatile, opportunistic, unstoppable force, composure, concussion, creeping death, wicked. All right, because we're gonna pulse. So then we'll drive Z-Pulse on the left. Shield, well, we're gonna need more damage, so we're gonna need the firewall shield. So we have to compensate for the Foundry set. Right on, Zen, we got a similar playstyle then, huh? Yeah, I'm enjoying the season so far, man. Like I'm digging this. I just really wish we had new content to go with it, right? Like but it does, I gotta say it. I've always been like this, but you know, going into the same old legendary that I've done 10 zillion times does feel like a different experience when I'm doing it with a different build, you know, but that's not gonna last all season. Okay, so stats wise, we're at 55, probably higher than I want. So let's clear this. Let's run protection from elites. And then crit damage. I might put all crit damage later. All right, let me just take it for a spin. And then, you know, then we can go see about some legendary if you guys are down. I just need to go test it for a while. See if it's actually viable. Damage bonus. Damage bonus. Okay, now let's look at our modifiers. So I'm fine with this one. This one's actually pretty good. So we want microwave coils. I'm digging that one. That one's fun. Momentum on crit is good. Heals 5% of your max armor when your shield takes damage. Let's put that on top of it. All right. Our armor's not that high. There's that. Actually, it's good. Napoleon! Oh, it's a good question, Napoleon. It's interesting, man, because things twist up. Like what I would consider insane today in the current landscape of the Division 2 doesn't jive. But I mean, the Foundry build, Reaper knows what's up, right? The old Foundry build, it was a hybrid where we took Foundry and we turned it into a skill build. I mean, that thing was crazy. Slaughter, same thing. Slaughter is like perfected. Like it's just like really well balanced. It's got glass cannon and armor on kill and bonus armor and protection from elites and armor regen and skill damage everywhere. And that was a really fun build. And then through that exploration process, I realized like what types of builds have more flexibility to tinker with or get creative with than others. Like rifle builds suck to get creative with overall, and assault rifle builds suck to get creative with overall, just generally speaking, because you need every ounce of fucking crit that you got just to make that weak ass assault rifle feel strong. The strongest assault rifle in the game is, in my opinion, feels weak as fuck compared to some of our other weapon classes. You know what I mean? And it's a popular class, assault rifles are, you know what I mean? But it's just like, they don't feel powerful. I mean, like everybody's like, I mean, in my opinion, like Striker all red, blah, 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 is the best that we got. I get it. It's the best that we got. But relative, like just comparing it to like other games, and I know it's weird to do that, but just like that feeling of powerful, like I actually feel powerful, it's all relative. It's super relative in this game because our AI is tough. And more importantly, they're very sponge-like, you know. But you put that in there with, you throw in the mix that there's a bunch of fucking hazards and you're always on fire and riot foamed and rushed, and there's these perfect grenades and they're unlimited, and drones, you know, popping out of some chick's ass and she's slinging them your way. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy how difficult it is. And then you put the fact that they're bullet spongy, and the devs are doing this retarded dance and trying to micro adjust our gear by, you know, taking off a couple of percentages of the Striker backpack. It's just like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like the difficulty in this game is fucking nuts. And I want it to be hard. I want it to be challenging. I like that. But like, you know, I've learned that certain classes you kind of don't fuck with. So if you see, like, I don't do a lot of like really ultra creative assault rifle builds, and when I do, I mean, they have to be properly configured. You can't lose too much damage unless you're not planning on doing any because you're a support role, you know. And I learned that about rifles and assault rifles especially, but SMGs are strong enough you can have a little bit more fun with. Shotguns, man, you can do whatever the fuck you want with shotguns. That M870 is so strong, KSG shotgun, whatever. I mean, you can run all armor, put on hazard protection, you know what I mean? Just crazy strong, those weapons, and some of the talents too. You don't even need damage talents on that shit. And then you got the same thing with the sniper builds, super strong in this game. You can get funky with those, right? And you see me exploring with that. And then the rifle, the 1886 rifle build, you can. Some pistol builds, but there's a tolerance level. The D50 is the best at getting creative with. And then skill builds. Skill builds, because it's so easy. Everybody's like, you know, oh, you know, I don't get the point of pointing out that one weapon's better than the other because of a 2% weapon damage difference. 2% fucking, you know, and making a whole video about that. Like, I just don't get that. It's just like, I don't give a fuck. It, like, 2% does not make that weapon better. Put it into context, you know what I mean? And I'm just kind of like a believer, like, you know a game because you play it, you know what I mean? And it's just, I used to be that way, man. I used to, like, when I first started this game, I made my own spreadsheets before I had a channel and stuff like that, right? Like, I was making my own spreadsheets and I was spreadsheeting builds and doing all this crazy shit, calculating things. But after a while, you just kind of realize it, like, video games aren't really designed for you to have to be good at spreadsheets and math to be good at creating high performing builds. You know, you could just learn it. There's just some general common sense, right? You don't even need the spreadsheet to tell you. You can look and kind of guesstimate a little bit on your RPMs and the base damage of your assault rifle, you know, and then be like, okay, well, this one's got a higher RPM, but the damage is, you know, 30 less than the other one. So, you know, 30 damage less, that's not a big fucking difference, you know, but it's got 50 more RPM, which is a big difference. So this is going to be the better weapon. I don't need a spreadsheet to tell me that. You know, but it's not about the spreadsheet thing. The point is that is 2% difference. This is where spreadsheets go out the window for me. You know, this is where a lot of the math goes out the window for me in the Division 2, especially, and a lot of other games too. Like, we got guys in the First Descendant doing that same old shit too, spreadsheets and talking about, you know, what kind of damage resistance that this boss has. It's like, dude, who the fuck cares? We're killing him in 3 seconds. Like, I don't give a fuck what kind of crit resistance he's got. We could kill him in 6 seconds. Who gives a fuck? Like, what? Why do we need a spreadsheet for this? You know, this is like, and if it took me 20 seconds to kill, we're talking a boss. We're talking like an aggro type boss that we can kill in 6 seconds as a casual fucking player. And the Division 2 is like that too, but it's reversed. So where the math and the focusing on the math, I'm not saying that math doesn't make sense, and it's worthy to understand how the game works. It's very worthy if you're into the game. But the difference is like, people will draw a line in the sand. Like, if you don't do spreadsheets and if you don't follow the math, then you're a fucking dumb shit. And you shouldn't play this game. You got skill issues. You know what I mean? You're wrong. It shows how much you don't know about the game. And it's just like, well, video games aren't made, not even the Division 2 was not designed for you to have a spreadsheet and understand multiplicative damage to be good at this game. You can equip a fucking build and go out there and use it. You're either winning or you're not. You're winning or you're not. Do you understand? Like, do you see me whipping out spreadsheets? Am I crunching calculator numbers? My builds fucking work. You know what I mean? And somebody else might say, oh, you know, shows how little you know, Tux, because you know, if you use a T81 whatever, you're gonna get better sustained damage by like 3% than the weapon that you're using. It's like, dude, I'm not looking for sustained damage out of my SMGs. Sorry. You know what I mean? I'm not. I prefer my hefty burst damage weapon that I have now, but sustained damage is great. You know, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I was like, I'm winning. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna fix something that's not fucking broken, you know? And so here's the thing. It was a question that I had in my head the other day, and I wanted to make a video about it, but it's about the meta, you know? And would you run the meta if you didn't like the weapon? Like, the Baker's Dozen was a meta for a long time, right? And so that's where, like, there's a big divide in any gaming community, because some people, all they want is maximum power, even if it's 2%. And that 2% doesn't make a goddamn difference in the performance of your gameplay. It doesn't. When you have enemies that are forcing you to miss and tuck and roll and riot foaming you, catching you on fire, and trust me, that 2% isn't the make it or break it point on your build. It's the armor regen, your faster reloads, the weapon handling, how many shots you're landing, how many shots you're missing, how fast you can recover, how fast your character can move. Your situational awareness outperforms the build all the fucking time. That is skill issue. It is. This game does require skill, you know, but anybody can learn it and or get that skill through practice. And so even us dumb motherfuckers out there, you know, look like we are fucking professional gamers. The reality is that we just have everything memorized. You know what I mean? You come in here and be like, Tux, you're really good at this game. But like, dude, like I have this whole thing memorized. I know what door they're gonna come out of, the usual composition of enemies. You know what I mean? They're mostly elites. It could be all elites, so I'm anticipating that. That door could open and it can be all elites. Or it could be 2 elites and a red guy and a purple. You know, they balance out that health pool that comes out you know. The bosses in the open world, it's always 4 purples and 1 yellow. Always, never an exception. You know what I mean? It's anticipating. I'm not smarter than anybody. I just have shit memorized. You know what I mean? And the games progress. I mean, it helps if they keep systems simple. The problem is that when you have inconsistencies in the game, then, you know, knowing shit is just, how do I want to say this? It's just like the math is useless. That's my point. That's one of the biggest things. And I think that's where I started to draw the line. You know, it's because, you know what I'm saying? Like, here's an example. So we have this weapon called the Lefty, and it says something like what? Damage to armor, but it's a whole separate special type of damage. It's not even damage to armor. It's something else. It's something else. I'm not going to get into it, but it's a special damage. It's damage to armor plating or damage to something like that, right? Whatever it is. Am I talking about the right weapon? I think so. Anyways, the Lefty is a special damage, and if you read the wording, it's different, you know? And so there's certain things it's just like, well, that one, or how skills are calculated, right? Like some skills will take damage to armor. The damage, like bleed, will take damage to armor, where other things won't. Whatever other examples are, you know? So like, you know, so it's like really inconsistency. So it's like, why doesn't everything get that, you know? The devs have introduced new definitions, and it's made it like kind of impossible to track, you know? And so you have to sort of community source it, and the community breaks down a lot because of that. But that's our job. That's why we're here. Classic Balboa, thanks for updating. Yeah, no soy brasilero. No. Soy Latino. But like, it's, you got to crowdsource it, and our community kind of breaks down there a lot, right? We always try to drive information. A lot of people try to drive information into their build videos, and then 80% of the community will click off of that video because they're saying like, we know you talking too much, dude. We know this shit. Do you though? You know what I mean? Do you? And so the point is that every time I do a build video, whether you know it or not, I'm going to consistently drive that data point into you. And then you drive it into the people that you're running with, and they drive it into the people you're running with. And if you could do that in a respectful way, instead of calling people dumb, that if you're not doing this mathematically, if you're not following my spreadsheet, then you're an idiot. You know what I mean? And you got skill issues and whatever, you know, then everybody can benefit from this knowledge. But that's one of the reasons why, man, I did a lot of research in this game before I started my channel. I did a lot, man. I was on Reddit, I was on YouTube, I was on everywhere. You know, I was like, how do I make this build stronger? And then I was in the testing range, and I would take off one piece. You know, you all do this, right? Everybody does. It's nothing special. But you put this build on, and you're like, which is better, Fox's Prayers or Contractor's Gloves? So, you know, and I'm running an assault rifle or something, right? So I put on Fox's Prayer, and I put on Contractor's Gloves. And some people will say blah, because some people will make it because the number on paper, one of those is going to give you a better result, right? One of those is going to give you a better result on paper. But in the field, is it going to give you the same? Is it going to be better in the field? Right? No, it's not. Damage to armor and damage to targets out of cover, you know, all else being aside, assuming you're not running a rifle and you're not running an LMG, so let's just pretend you're running an assault rifle, you know, all else aside, they're not going to perform the same. Especially if you pay attention to how the game allocates or decides whether a target is in cover or not. So damage to targets out of cover has been the popular choice, and I agree with this part. But for me, the way I justify it is that it's the more rare stat. So there's more ways to get damage to armor than there are to get damage to targets out of cover. You can only get it from your weapon and those knees. And then there's a buff you can get from a teammate. But damage to armor, there's gear sets, there's all sorts of shit, right? Weapons and all that stuff. So, and the gloves. And, so it's, so there's the rarity of it, which makes one more better than the other. Then you have, well, what do you already have on your build, right? So the more variety of types of damages that you can apply to a single enemy, which many call buckets, right? The more buckets you have, the more damage you have dispersed in different buckets, then the more those things are going to stack on each other for a better outcome. But the part that's missing is the content that you're playing, right? That's the big dictator. Well, what content are you playing? You know, well, legendary. Well, you're probably better off with damage to targets out of cover. you know, and you could make an argument either way. There's no right answer there. Because Chungas, their damage to targets out of cover and their health damage. And so are all the Warhounds, and so are all the tanks, and those are your greatest threats. And there's not even that many elites. Well, but I'm playing Manny National Zoo. Okay, well, maybe you want damage to armor because they're basically all fucking elites. You know what I mean? So, right? You get my point? Situations. And be like, well, what if I just want something more versatile I can take into all content? Well, then take damage to targets out of cover. Yeah. You know what I mean? I could have said take damage to armor and it would have been just as good of an answer. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter, but we like to pretend it does. We like to pretend that a 2% weapon damage makes a difference in this game. It absolutely makes no difference. Like the top 10 assault rifles are basically the fucking same. You know what I mean? You know, sometimes one will extremely stand out, and what happens when it does? It gets fucking nerfed, right? It gets nerfed. It's not supposed to stand out. You get that, right? Like, it cannot stand out. It's rare a weapon stands out. Every weapon that stood out got nerfed, and we were all wondering. So one of those was the Ouroboros, the St. Elmo's. They all stood out. And they all eventually got nerfed. It was just a matter of time. The question is, did the devs let them stand out? Or did they just not have the resources? The answer is they didn't have the resources. So they didn't have a choice. So we're not dying, but we could be healing faster. It's only gonna take one dude behind me to. So we're gonna need some. Foundry isn't doing shit, and I feel like they were giving us a lot of damage. Time to kill's great though. Yeah, so that's our problem. Why aren't we healing? So how it works is when your shield takes damage, is it just not enough? Let me pop a flare. Probably not enough.
Reinforcements incoming.
We could try adding some armor and seeing if that impacts it. There never been an overcharge right there.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
The Chameleon's really good with this build, with this gear set. It like makes up for all that damage. Yeah, so I mean, if Foundry isn't gonna heal our shield, then what the fuck are we running it for? Right? I mean, heal our body. The shield's invulnerable, so, or it will be. A second here. There, now we're invulnerable. Yeah, you know, the pulse might be like one of the best all-around skills for this season, because it also allows you to maintain outside of battle. So every time you pulse, you're gonna suspend the decay or diminish the amount of decay. Still do say kill you. Yeah, I'm alive, but I feel like it has nothing to do with Foundry, you know? We just lose a part of our audio again. So he's got elevated damage, right? All right. I mean, okay, it's working. Because I have no other heals on the build. He's not even shooting me.
Big mistake, asshole.
All right, this guy sucks. Let's go find another. He healed. You see that? Oh, that's right. They can heal. I forgot about that.
Nearby.
I just don't know if it's fast enough, you know, because armor on kills is going to perform way better than that. Rizzle! What up, Tito? Good to see you back. I would like an enemy that learns how you play.
Supply room.
It never really works out, though. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's you know, the type of dynamic gameplay that the enemies will become more difficult depending on how you perform. They'll send out like more bosses or just more mobs. Okay, well, first impressions gave me my answer. We're just too strong. I know that'll change a little bit in team, but it just doesn't heal fast enough. I mean, we're too strong in a damage side where armor on kill would just be easier, and then in a team setting, the scaling is going to outperform Foundry. Oh well, we tried. What do you guys want to do next? What type of build do you guys want to see next? LMGs. We could do another Pesty build. That's always a good one to break out early season. Blue Foundry. Yeah. I feel like I know what'll happen, you know. It'll turn out to be just like the what do you call it? The unlimited seeker mine build. Just like there's certain play styles, it's just like it just don't flow. I just get too bored. What would we run the Pestilence with? Okay, so a pulse, a fast pulse with the Reaper scan. Napoleon, I'm familiar with the name, but I couldn't tell you if his stuff is accurate. Oh yeah, Castor Troy, I did. Yeah, that's a good question. Is there a reason why you went away from concentrating on weapon damage for your Pestilence build? Yeah, I mean, I still go on weapon damage, right? I still run weapon damage, but I think what you're saying is like crits, right? I never really ran into crits. I always played into just the Plague of the Outcast. But one of the big ones was the RPM lift on the weapon. That was a big change. And they just improved the reload speed this season too. So that's even better. It's going to be even better. So it's been fun to drive some even higher RPMs to kind of lean into that. But the reality is that the faster you kill, then the faster that plague is going to spread and stack, and you can have multiple waterfalls. So if you just rely on the Plague of Outcast, then, you know, it's like, what is it, like 1 tick per second, and it takes forever. And so what ends up having to happen is that you have to drive so much damage, glass cannon, Sawyer's knee pads, vigilance, and just hide. It's not a really good practical way to play to try to get that time to kill on that Plague of Outcast to be under, 20 seconds on an elite, right? So elites are going to absorb all of that, and then it'll time out. It can time out if you don't, if you're not able to refresh it on that guy, which only takes a bullet. But in more difficult content, the Plague, the Outcast the LMG becomes, you know, less viable. You know, so I've always liked the weapon by design because it's really unique, but it's not very practical. You know, it's not very practical. I mean, with a really rock solid team, you know, like super glass cannon, you know, I guess that's okay, but I'd rather kill them with my very strong LMG that also has crits and really high damage as well. It's not the strongest LMG in the game, but it's got a very unique talent that contributes, and it's strong enough where you could just say, you know, is it like top 3? Well, as far as exotics, I think it's the flame one is stronger. But you're also reloading all the fucking time. So, you know, trade-offs. Right? Active mods so far, both the crit ones are really good. Critical recovery, but critical momentum is the most, I feel like, a really important one. Because you can maintain your momentum even when your skills are down and stuff like that. So, microwave coils is really good on DPS builds, especially. Really good. And the other ones, sort of, there's really situational. I mean, rigged battery, overcharged projector, nah. You know, this Reaper scan one could be interesting, so I'm about to try this one. And I've just been using overdrive just because it's there when you need it so far. Heartbreaker with the Pestilence would be pretty fucking good, right? I mean, you don't get the RPM lift, but we're gonna get that anyways. So let's try this. Let's see if I have all the pieces. negotiators would be cool too. Maybe one day they'll come around and fix the virtuoso gear set, make it more interesting. McWayne! He's bringing a party. He's making it a party. What's up, McWayne? Welcome everybody that came in. Tinkerer and Build's gonna take on some legendary. Let's do a shout out. McWayne! Hey, that reminds me, in a couple of days, the Twitch drops are gonna be around. Be sure to go and click on that link and check out McWayne's channel and give that dude a follow. Okay, so we're looking for... The only thing is that Heartbreaker doesn't do great against stacking on tanks, and they're pretty formidable. But, you know... Let's try it with the holster, the Centurion holster, because I like that with this gun. Let's see if I can do this without running too much armor. I don't want to run too much armor on it. So we'll run the backpack, and then we'll run the Centurion. I could run this, the closer chest, but I like the Heartbreaker chest piece. I do. Closer give you more burst, but this gives you more bonus armor too. And then the mask, I guess. Night Watcher. Yeah, baby. We're going Night Watcher. Catharsis would be cool too, but we're running Centurion. Yeah, you didn't know I was gonna pull out the Night Watcher. You didn't know. You didn't know. Glad I remembered I had about this fucking thing, right? Forget about it. Okay, let's see where we're at. Crits wise, 22,105. So let's get that higher. I'm feeling like between 50 and 55% is a really good place to be right now, crits, if you're using modifiers. Do I want survivalist? For the extra damage? Yeah, it's probably a good idea, huh? The ammo would be helpful though, you know? We don't get the extra bag perk with the ammo. Can be an issue. Maybe not. Ooh, I'm excited to use this mask. Actually, it's a good mask, but we just never had an excuse to use the pulse. So that should be good enough. Okay, so let's look at this. Now, we got the pulse here, so up to 4 enemies. Pulse. Crits to grant momentum, and then enemies scanned with pulse have a 25% chance to receive a blacklisted mark. What's our other skill gonna be? Heals? Yeah. Or I'm violating it? Do you mean violating? Sounds nasty, Zian. I'm a violator. Validates it, you mean, maybe? Ignoring explosions could be good. Survivalist, I get that. and then I could run the healer, overcharge the healer to heal everybody. That'd be kind of cool. And then give everybody more damage on top of the more damage, because we're gonna have people are gonna get more damage because of the pulse too. So they're gonna get 15% amplified damage. And then we'll give them Mender Seeker. We'll see what this does, but they're also gonna get more damage because of the status effects. We can get a little bit of protection from elites. We got some fire grenades. Where's that one? Over here, maybe? Yeah, bonus damage. There it is. 10% bonus damage. So let's see what this heal looks like on this Mender. The decoy wouldn't be bad either, by the way. For LMGs, the decoy is pretty good. 160% healing. Yeah, all right. Haste. All right, let's see if we can take off any armor cores. We're stuck. And stats 52. Yeah, we're good. All right.
Supply room access unlocked.
All right, so who was saying that they weren't on my friends list? Recon, was that you? This is weird. Were we even playing this game together, Recon, or was it the other one? The First Ascendant? I think Reaper wanted to play.
You are now group leader.
You lock, so you're out there?
Another agent is now in your group.
Yeah, no, it's in. It's cool, man. I was just teasing. I got what you were saying. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, we'll take the good and the bad, and we can try to balance it out and just enjoy the lemons that we got. Try to make some lemonade. Are you anonymous? Are you on Xbox? I mean, oh, right on, Canadian Devil. Welcome, man. Congrats on your retirement, man. Appreciate your service. We support you. Okay. I hate this whole fucking find a friend thing on Xbox. It take you to a whole other menu. It's annoying. It didn't used to be like this. Okay, so ZCK15D. Okay. All right, banana. Oops. Let's see, it takes me to another fucking menu. Now I'm over here. I mean, like, you know, I just hate that. It's just, oh, there's a friend request. Nice. And then invite to game. Sick, you want to play? All right. Yeah, I just grew up on the Xbox. You know what I mean? What up, Senor Blade? I just grew up on the Xbox, so, you know, it's just, it's my thing, you know? Jump on, Sick. Oh, right on, Exposed. On this game? Because I know I've caught you everywhere. Exposed. caught you everywhere. Let's see. Friends request here. Accept friends request. Invite to game. Favorite day. Yeah, okay. Because I do I catch you on the first Ascendant also? And then I know I saw you on X Defiant. Poor X Defiant. Play Division 2 every day is good for your health. Poor for your disposition. Oh, okay. Well, we still got one more. Sick, are you in? Well, if not, we'll matchmake. What do you guys want to play? Should we do the hard one? Yeah, let's do the hard one. I mean, I don't like going out to the zoo. The zoo's not as fun. It's hard also, though. Tidal Basin's got a good layout, doesn't it? And a Reaper, you noob. Okay, we'll go without the match.
You've got your objective. Don't let anything stand in your way.
Rookie numbers. I know you guys make me look like I just started this game. People are like, you can't have a 16,000 watch unless you're cheating. It's like, what planet are you from? This game came out a long time ago. It came out so long ago, I'm starting to forget what year it came out. It's just like, damn, Destroyer, 27,000? Fuck. Right on. Yeah, the new one. I haven't brought in the new soundtrack to this background music yet. I need to bring it in. But yeah, it's like 8 hours long and shit.
Another agent is now in your group.
Enrique! Vámonos! All right, let's do this, boys. Our uptime on that pulse is fucking sick, bro. We're emptying that fucking mag, aren't we? Fuck, bro. Feels great. The next one's a pain in the ass. This one's not so bad. Incoming!
Vital signs critical.
We burnt him there. Do you see that shit? So it's a good defense, man, that pulse. Get somebody pushing you in the face. Clear! And so what you do is continue to pulse to maintain your momentum. This room's a pain in the butt. They play really deep. They got good fucking angles on you, man. Load this dude up, huh? Ah, double reload.
Serious trauma detected.
Fucking.
Agent malfunction.
They come at you fast because they got the speed boost, those little drones. Appreciate you, Zachariah. Good job with that rifle, bro. That was sick. Incoming. Incoming again. Fucking grenadier. There's some serious shots up there, huh? Oh, that was close. Gotta get these guys out of that fucking tower. Fucker.
Vital signs critical.
Pump these fuckers full of lead, man. That overcharge lift is nice. Oh, come on. You can't be so accurate. That was a blind fire.
Incapacitated.
If I can get this drone up right here, and then we gotta get that medic.
Serious trauma detected.
What the fuck? Oh my god! That was a sniper something, man.
Agent down.
This room. I mean, like, I felt like we had it, right? And then all of a sudden it was just like, whack! Thank you, Savior. Still an overcharge. Oh, ammo. How are we on ammo, huh? Get some him up. Better get back with my team. Falling back, falling back. Sorry. Are you with me or are you not? I don't know where you are. Oh, okay, there's Enrique. Oh man, he's healing like a beast. He better bounce. You see him heal through that? He was almost dead. Shred that changa. Fucking drones. There it is. Damn, he was a beast, bro. Shit. Got her. We gotta get that fucking medic. We're getting there. Oof, tough room. Good job, guys. We held it together. Barely. Yeah, this is a good fucking game, man. And I'm having a good time with these modifiers. They're just enough to keep you interested, aren't they? Oh, sorry, Enrique. I didn't think you were gonna go in. Thank you, bonus armor. I can't tell how much the pestilence is helping me or not. You know. Depends on the mission, you know. The healing in the checkpoint with those heals. It's those heals, right? They can heal through everything. It's like that ongoing directive issue we talk about where I mean, our pulse uptime, by the way, is amazing. But, you know, where, like, on Legendary ongoing directive, you know, it's debatable on whether it's good or not. That's interesting. Look at that backpack. LMG, Petrov, skill haste, skill damage, calculated. Huh. I'm sure I'll never run it, but it's so cool looking. Yeah, so they heal through the bleed, and then you need that bleed to earn your special ammo, and so you end up, to compensate for that, having to put skill tiers on your build, and that kind of sucks. It depends on their team, like, and how well the team composition is, right? Like, if everybody's got really good DPS, then you can blast through those healing stations, but okay, it's always painful right here. This is like a horrible spot, but here we are. Ah. Lame. Misfire. Misfire.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
I better run. Get hit with some explosives. Look at those blue stacks. Yeah, because our pulse time is up so much. Our pulse skill has a really good uptime. We're able to make good use of that bonus armor. Too bad we don't stack on tanks, though, huh? And then we got that overcharged pulse.
Serious trauma.
Oh, you shoot me through that. Fuck you. What a dick. Look at the angle that tank is back there shooting at me at. Oh, that was some weak ass shit. Thanks, Zeke. You rock, man. Get this fucker out of the way. He's a rusher. Thinking about rushing. Glad somebody thought about the pulse. Good job. I'm always too lazy to bring that jammer pulse. It's like so like helpful for legendary content. I never wear it.
Assistance. Immediate medical assistance needed.
Fuck, they're bombarding us right now. Glad she came to us, because she was a pain in the ass. Let's get rid of this fucker, huh?
Serious trauma detected.
Pestilence sounds good now, huh? Ammo run. Got a medic on the right. Good job, guys. Held it down like pros. John, you talking about the, yeah, what is that gun called? The rifle? Yeah, I mean, it had its glitchy moments, and I wouldn't be surprised if they brought those glitches back from time to time. Is it in the general loot pool now? Does anybody know? He was standing outside the line there. I don't know why. Maybe his skills were. That bonus armor can stack, man. That RPM lift is nice. It makes a lot of sense. God, I think I might like it better than Striker. Because when you're on overcharge, you get that 25% rate of fire lift. And then that's helping you build that armor up real quick. Watch your backs. to me. Give it to me. There it is. What the fuck? It was mean. I'm not very close to that thing to be getting shocked like that, you know? Good trap drop, by the way. Whoever put that out there.
Agent down.
Forgot which ones I got here. So we got Reaper scan, crits for momentum, and then microwave close. Okay. Uh-oh, you kicked it off. Good job. I'm with you. We don't need any loot. I forget about that sometimes, that when you jump over that thing, it kicks off the fight. Incoming. You're mine, boy. Oh, he's healing through all that shit, bro. Yeah. Good push. It's a mess out there, huh? Oh, one hit. Grenade. Fuck. Thanks, Reaper. Yeah, you know who's on my fucking target list now, huh? He's healing through shit back there, though. Those healing stations heal too, so the pulse isn't able to take him down. Got to do it the old-fashioned way, low-tech way. Give it some lead initiative, the lead protocol. Got him.
Immediate medical assistance needed. An agent needs assistance.
No shot, no shot. Oh, that medic is invulnerable, man. Fucking drones.
Agent out of action.
That happened so fast, man.
Agent down.
I better call over to the corner. See if we can get to Enrique.
Agent vital signs 0.
Enrique! Oh, those fucking drones. And now there's a Chunga. Oh, good save. Good save. Boy was on his A game. I think he was anticipating that. God, you might as well play with the fucking sniper in this one, right? He plays so deep. And you'd have the punch to chew through that heal that they got. They're pretty strong. What up, Orbiter? Sinister. Oh man, Sinister. That fucking Exodus glove build. I mean, it's not all the gloves, right? But part of that was the discovery of how good the modifiers are this season. They're pretty fucking good. Man, face taking chungas? I mean, with randoms? That's the surprising part, right? It's just a bunch of randoms. harder to do that with randoms. Like if you've got a decent team where you guys are all kind of on the same page, friends-wise, then you can, because you're confident that your team is going to have the DPS to... You don't have to be out there long enough, I guess is what I'm saying, right?
An agent has disconnected.
Uh-oh. The Reaper scan is an interesting thing. It works. It's definitely a yin and a yang thing going on here. Because if you notice, like, how am I not on overcharge right now, right? I've been slaying. It's because when you get hit by enemies, blacklisted enemies, they take away your momentum. But you also have more blacklisted enemies, so you can earn momentum more. But I haven't really had any issues earning momentum, so I don't know. But they do give you more crits and weapon handling too, so there's more. You can maintain that better. So in a weird way, I'm kind of nerfing this with that Reaper scan concept. You know what I mean? Because you have more enemies that are taking away your momentum. So like I have no momentum right now. And that's actually, it's hard to get to no momentum. I don't know if it makes sense to run that Reaper scan. Right here, bro. We'll get to you in a second. Oh, he's got you. This guy's a pretty good support player, huh? Is that you, Zach? I think it is. Zeke? You've been whipping out all the tools, I noticed. I think that's been you. Oh, double reload. this gun sucks.
Vital signs critical.
Dana! Tux are using the Exodus glove build. Not right now, no. I'm using a new one. And I like it. It's a Night Watcher mask with Heartbreaker.
An agent is no longer in your group.
Fucking drones. Where'd that guy come from? He was fast. Feels like I have a big ass mag. Oh my god, you know what? I totally forgot this whole time that I'm running the Centurion holster. And I could have been swapping it this whole fucking time. I just realized that. Oh my god. Yeah, it'd be nice to have a gear set that buffed the ticks. I mean, I guess you can say Hunter's Fury does in a way. But that's a weird combo, huh? I mean, what else? Yeah, a lot of them, I feel like they do that on purpose. Should I, oh, they're matchmaking. Okay, good. Isn't that weird? It's like, because Strikers doesn't, Umbra Initiative doesn't. True Patriot, I guess, does. It's True Patriot. Well, we'll have a fourth whenever we have one, I guess. There we go. We got Batman.
Another agent has joined your group.
Yeah, it's kind of lame. They need to give us more general amplified damage. Let's just get there.
Assistance needed.
The fuck?
Agent
Random
down.
explosive. Make it to the end, even surrounded by broken arms. Getting poetic on me, bro. Appreciate the dono chats. Dana, Zin. Oh, I love double reloading.
Agent down.
Oh, that tank isn't gonna let me do it. Move.
Vital
Fuck, they're everywhere. Fuck, I feel like we're getting bum rushed, man.
Agent vital signs.
Oh, good, my hands need a break anyways. Gripping my controller in suspense. Oh, Zach, it's just you.
Down.
We lost our team synergy. That's a long one. You might want to do another one, huh? Takes too long to get there. If I wasn't using the holster, what would I use? It's not much interesting. I mean, we have the contractor's gloves. Just a little bit.
Hostile broadcast detected.
Yeah, that was a hard blitz. Let me. I think I'm gonna change this one. I'll do crit to heal. All right. Comes the booms. Those drones are so fast now, they speed them up.
Assistance needed.
Here comes that damn healer. Brought him the plague. Good man. We're getting low on ammo. Zach, watch your back, man. I got no ammo. Oh, that was a mess. The fuck? Gotta lead him by how much? There we go. They should integrate special weapons more. They're probably gonna do that in the future. Go team. Oh, the double reloads kill me. Hey. She sent 3 out there. I saw that. Yeah, none of these other ones make sense. Because we're not running a shield. Shields or explosives. Yeah, it's a lot easier to get and to maintain overcharge. Yeah, that one scan is interesting. It kind of nerfs you a little bit.
Vital signs critical.
I mean, I could go without the Centurion's holster and maybe run. I like the Masso, so we can't change that out. But we could run the Exodus gloves. Because I like my backpack chest option. What knees? Well, yeah, Sawyer's knee pads wouldn't be horrible, but I move a lot. On sniper builds, it's not that big of a deal. But. Because you only need it for the first shot. You're stacked. This is a trap right here. A sniper wants my head. Reaper Hawk down, Reaper Hawk down. The snipers, one shot. I'm gonna take a different angle. Centurion's not bad. I could play into the bigger. It's just at the RPM, because we're maintaining overcharge, we have that extra 25% RPM all the time, and it's enough. It's enough. So I could play into the bigger mag. That's not a bad idea.
Serious trauma detected. An agent needs assistance.
Hostile civilian target.
snipers, man. They head way back there, as a sniper should. Wicked would be kind of funny, huh? Like you hit the pulse, catch somebody on fire, and then catch a bunch of other fools on fire too. Good kill. Yeah, I was just talking about that, Scott. That's funny you mentioned that. Let me see if I have a I don't have a replacement holster, fortunately, because I'm realizing like I don't really need, so I'm gonna take the bigger mag. That'll be helpful. So we'll take the bigger mag, plus it lasts a long time without you having to switch. Because you can see my RPMs are already lifted pretty high. It's easy to maintain that, so I'm thinking like, yeah, Turin hat's holster is nice, but don't really need it. Not worth the rotation. It is and it isn't. So I'm going back and forth on it because I just did it right there. Get some ammo while I can, huh? Yeah, the Exodus gloves wouldn't be bad on this though, because my mask is fixed and the backpack and chest are too good to get rid of. I dig that bonus armor is coming in real handy. So we have the gloves that give us weapon handling only when you blind fire, so that's stupid.
I'm going in.
The Sawyer's knee pads not that helpful. I mean, we can just run the contractor's gloves, keep it simple. But I think the Exodus gloves would make sense. They got crits on it, a red core on it, so that works. And then when my armor gets broken, would get me there real quick, recovery-wise. game's a lot more fun this way. It'd been nice if they had this a long time ago. It's another layer of tacticalness, actually. I think Yannick was right. I rarely say that. You know, or Yannick. I give him a hard time. I blame Yannick for all of the Division 2 issues. But he said that they're going to be a lot more tactical. That was kind of their intention. I think they nailed it. I mean, I still wish we had more options, but I mean, it still doesn't make up for not having a bunch of new content. You know, the DLC is not going to cut it, man. Like, not because they're stretching everything out too far, you know. It gives me less. I'm less encouraged by that DLC, you know. God, I can't believe they delayed it so many times if you think about it, you know? God, what year were we supposed to get it? Was it 2022 when they announced it? And I think we were supposed to get it in 24 originally? Does that sound right? Yeah, that's true. Very true, Grumpy. In a way, Glam, a lot of Destiny players like this game and vice versa because of its open world looter shooter concept and intricacy and the level of detail you put into building. So yeah. Notice I don't have my active skill available. It should be. And I don't have the cooldown icon either. So it's bugged out right now. Getting robbed. Sometimes I think it has something to do with like it doesn't detect you're in combat sometimes. You can only use it in combat. I don't know how it's confused, don't ask me. There it is. So we've been doing a good job maintaining without it, but it's still a nice burst when you just save it for a big target, you know? Especially when they got that frenzy mode. Oh, that tank is annoying right there. There's like no good cover here. We're taking like serious damage, and I'm way back here. There you are. Get some of that. See how he's depleting my momentum? 'Cause he's blacklisted. fucking ammo? God damn it. Oh, where's the spot you jump up there? I've never done that. Do you get up here and then here? No. Here and then here? No. Here. How does he get up there? It's not back here because that's net.
Agent down.
Oh, sucks. Yeah, no fucking ammo, man. That's where gunner would be kind of nice. Oh,
Agent incapacitated.
there it is. Waiting to see when I died. What up, Slayer? Oh, there's some ammo. I wish OG Batman would give me a fucking pointer here. You know what I mean? Like, dude, what do you think I'm doing over here? Trying to fucking hump a doorknob? Show me how to get up there. God. Wouldn't you be wondering what I'm doing? Like, if you're in this game right now? Like, why is he... He's like, oh, I mean, you would think he's like, probably trying to get up here. Just like me. Maybe I'll show him how. Or not. Situational awareness, people. They help them stacks, I guess, huh? don't want to die. Come on, buddy, you can do it. There you go. Nope. Nope.
An agent needs assistance.
God, those drones. They hunt me down. Really, that gun can shoot that angle? Hell of an angle. Good job, Reaper. Good job, guys. Yeah, they like it. We are again. We got bum rush fast last time. They were just all over our shit. Stunned in Glass, welcome back. Stunned in Glass in the house. Appreciate you, Zen, for here, man. The game's got ebbs and flows, and I try to keep up with the flows more than the ebbs nowadays. You know what I mean? So, you know, these 4-month seasons are interesting in that they're long, like a bad interesting. But when they give us good gear and good modifiers, it's great. But again, like, it'd be nice to have some fucking missions. Well, let's just hope we get that DLC, huh? So I try to avoid the tanks if I can because I don't get stacks on them. So you're just kind of like wasting away while shooting them. And ammo counts, you know. We need our ammo. Who died? Where are they? Those explosives. The thing with the pulse is like I can't tell if I'm shooting them or if I'm shooting a wall. God, fucking explosives, dude. God, he didn't move it. He didn't budge a bit. There we go. It's healing through it though. Where's Reaper? We gotta get Reaper. Oh, he's up. Never mind. Oh, my fucking drone.
Detected.
Come on, come on, come on.
Agent down.
Thank you. Bet somebody's got a reviver, huh? Better watch your backs here. Oh, you healing. You healer, you. I just had to get that guy, man. We're getting there. Oh, you're not even playing right now, Zen? Oh, I thought you were, man. That's crazy. But I'm glad you updated it. This build would also be good with the blue screen. I'd go for a bigger mag though. I like the Fire LMG, but I'd feel like it to have too small of a mag for this. But it does work. That one does work with the holster though, so you could do that. Drone lady down. There's another one though. Where's she at? Back there. All right. Well, all right. Stay back, you. Whoops. Good target prioritization happening. I see you. I see you. You living your best Division 2 life. You little banditos, you. Fucker keeps coming over here and wiping all my fucking shit away. All my momentum. The seeker mines are coming in handy. I see them. They get a big boost, huh? That explosive shit. I can't wait to try that actually. I mean, you get automatic. If you get a multi-kill, it like you get the skill back or something like that. It's crazy. Fucking little beast of a battle right there, huh? Let's see how we do with ammo. Showing an ammo crate here, but I don't think there is one. The Exodus gloves would be good on this. You'd be very hard to kill. Got all this bonus armor going. You got armor kits, and then when you get in a real pickle, drone operators are coming. Sorry. Block somebody's shot. Zach is down there being invulnerable and shit. Look at you. No drones for you. Get out of here, Tusk. My boat now. My hovercraft. Good job, guys. That was the hard part. It wasn't. Can you imagine things like this exist? I mean, crazy big. Look at this thing. There's no way this exists. Does this exist? This size? Yeah, that trailer kind of had me hyped, though. That first Ascendant trailer. I mean, I know it's story and all that kind of shit, but a new territory, new enemies, that's good. We still need the more challenging content, but they've heard us. Got new systems and whatnot, so it's just a little bit of a backwards order, right? Everything's just a little bit backwards. Look at that bonus armor. You don't think they're gonna get it? I don't know. I think they'll get it. I do. I'm not just saying that. I think they'll. They'll get the level of difficulty. They'll sort it out. It'd be one thing if they didn't know what the problem is, right? Like. Yeah, the real question is, yeah, it's season 3, and I think people see that, right? Like, it's got to be season 3. Season 3 is going to tell all because it's the big momentum push. I mean, they're investing more in it. You know, they admitted their shortcomings during their investor call. And still, they got more investment into the game. So that says something, I think, you know? Throw more money at it. It's gotta work. No, but I felt like they were pretty sincere, you know? And I know they're just words. Action speaks louder than words, but I see the action, you know? The attempts to get things in order. We gotta go get some ammo. You know, I felt like that was a pretty heartfelt talk. Like, I feel like they said, you know, it feels like we're apologizing a lot, right? And we realize that, they said, but your feedback will continue to help us shape the game, blah, blah, blah. They give us all that, you know, corporate talk, but it felt sincere, you know? They recognize the fact that they're like always missing the ball, and they're sick of it. They're sick of it as much as the player base is. Missing that shot, you know, and I feel like they're
How many times do I have to kill you for this game?
making real efforts to try to cure that. The question is, will they ever? And I think the answer to that is who they decide the customer is. You know, I think that's the big tell. Who are they going to decide? They might say, hey, you know what? We can't compete with these diehards. You know what I mean? That are looking for this, comparing this game to Warframe all the time. We're light years away from that. You know? Let's not do that. You know, let's be more casual and more fun. And then if the game gets too casual, you know, I think it loses interest from a lot of us who we like casual games too. And I do like the casual part of it. It's nice to be able to just jump in, have fun, and not throw your controller against the wall, I guess. From time to time. So it's nice to have casual games too, right? Or casual game modes, that is. God damn, it took me forever to reload.
Agent out of action. Agent killed.
Yeah, it does cook the dev's brain. It does. It's a challenge. Because I don't have the answer for them. You know what I mean? I mean, it's not my job to give them the answer either, but, you know, I don't have the answer. It's a hard problem, you know? You got to be casual enough for the game to be inviting for new players, right? Because if they're not if they're too difficult, then people are gonna be like, this game is too grindy, it's too hard, it's, you know, it's balanced, right? Just like anything. They're finding their way. Again, I mean, I'm not giving them excuses, but the reality is they had a bad start. They hyped up the game really well, man. Like, there was a lot of people looking forward to the game. I mean, 260,000 at launch. Players, simultaneous players. That's a fucking healthy number, man. That's like really good. To lose that's a shame, you know? It really is. I mean, you're gonna lose some of that, but like the quantity that they weren't able to retain is pretty big. You know, the numbers look normal now. They are normalized now, but they have really good marketing. Let's just put it that way. And the game is good. I mean, I think a lot of people enjoyed the game at launch. The grind, it was the, you know, man, these guys are all on us. Watch your back, man. They just came at it all wrong. And that's the shame, because they have a beautiful product, man. They do. I have a good time. Like when I was playing with EK the other day, Man, I was having a fucking blast, man. Like, just rotating characters and kicking ass, taking names, you know? It's so much fun. There's some good characters in there, but because everybody's so meta diehard, and then the content doesn't... It's weird, right? There's that dynamic. It's just like you don't get to have fun with all of these characters. You don't. You gotta fix that. The only way to fix it is to bring everybody in. It's all started with fucking Bunny, right? And so I'm not even talking about the monetization issues. I'm talking the fact that like it all started with Bunny. She was a marketing ploy, and she ruined the game, you know? And they said, we're not gonna nerf anything. And we'll see how long they hold to that. I don't mind them nerfing, but I don't want them to nerf, but they should have. They should have. Good job, guys. Wow. That last section just fucking flew by. That was a beast. They should have nerfed Bunny, man. They should have just did it, just bit the bullets, and she's way over 2. Instead, they made a Freyna, and now we got an Inez, and then they have to redesign missions because the content is too easy for them, you know? So they did it. They brought us the Void Purge, and I actually enjoy the Purge's challenge. But what I don't like is the fact that, well, one, the mission design's ugly. I mean, stop putting us in gray boxes, honestly. Like, I just don't want to fight in a gray box anymore. You know, and that's what they keep doing, is giving us gray boxes, right? And then, or deserts. They give us lots of deserts. So what do we got here? 178, 187. Oh, wow, look at everybody. Look at you, Zeke. Kicking ass, man. That's crazy. OG came in late. Those are a lot of numbers on the board there. Look at our accuracy, 0%. I had 0 revives. Zach had 19 revives. I don't know if that's right to call you Zach, but I am. Good job, guys. You guys rock. Because I was chatting it up over here, not paying attention half the time. Yeah, it's a weird issue, but you know, I think that's what started it all, right? And then all of a sudden the content became too weak because they kept making overpowered descendants, and then they're at that issue. They're saying, oh, they want more power, the content's too easy. It's just like, well, you gave us 2 strong descendants. But, you know, you could also flip that and look at the other side of the coin, right? Which is, well, the community likes that type of power. That's the power. But they said in their dev livestream Q&A, I'm gonna head back because I want to try a different LMG. They said in your Q&A that Freyna's not the bar, you know? So the bar is not gonna be Freyna for the amount of power. So that's an interesting statement. What is the bar, right? Well, they're gonna buff them all. What up, Remark? Sorry, I missed your comment. Jim Wildlands in the division, yeah. Wildlands in the division, yeah. I've been really interested. Speaking of other games, Remark, I've been really interested in this game called Spine. I'm waiting for them to announce when it's gonna come out, but the rumor is 2025, or what they suggested. But you should look at that game. Spine. It's a cyberpunk Division 2 kind of concept. But what else would I add in there? Cyberpunk Division 2, but really fluid, really dynamic. It's a crazy looking game. It looks fun. I don't know how deep it is, but I hate when people come up with really cool games and then they end up sucking. God damn, what a letdown, right? So I can do it with the status effect, which is great, right? But wouldn't this be really interesting with an LMG that has got damage on it? I mean, because we were fucking shredding out there. And like, what if we had the amplified damage talent, one of those, to pulse targets, you know? Project TH. I don't think so, Recon. Let me look now. Project TH. Oh yeah. Project TH, I'm looking at it right now. So it's still under development, Unreal Engine 5 too. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah. Similar. Yeah, I can see. I'm just looking at some quick clips here, but like, yeah, he's really dynamic, right? You can jump, grab a pipe on the ceiling and hang off of it and stuff like that. Bash through doors, chokehold. I see that. Yeah, she's like that. This other game called Spine's like that too, but a little bit more kung fu in there. I mean, she's got one where there's a guy that's kind of bear hugging her from behind, and she takes his shotgun and flips it. So like the barrel of the shotgun is by her ear pointed at his face, and she kills him that way, which is amazing, right? Shoots the guy in the face while he's got her in a bear hug. It's crazy looking. Yeah, it's kind of like, it's a lot of short-term systems, right? Short-term thinking on the way that they develop. Let's try this mission over here if you guys want to. Just because I want to test this gun. And then with this one, I can use the holster. What were we talking about? Using, let me see if I have a better holster here. Heartbreaker, I do. So let me run a Heartbreaker holster, and then, because I was trying to use it, but if you're forgetting about it, that tells you something too. There we go. That should work. I'm the session owner. Why won't you let me matchmake? The group is full. Oh, doesn't show them there. Yeah, Fallout. Yeah, they're working on Division 3. That's right. Yeah, Yazul, they are. But I don't know if they're gonna. I don't know if that game's, if I'm gonna like that game. Like, I thought hard, and I watched a lot of reviews on Monster Hunters, and I decided not to. Maybe I'll change my mind later, but I was just like, it's too much adventure for me. You know, too much adventure. Adventure games kind of get me bored. I kind of get bored. I need a lot of action.
Another agent is now in your group.
You know. And then
Your objective. Don't let anything stand in your way.
with that one, Borderlands, I think it's all first person, right? And I don't know, it just doesn't. I'm not that against first person. There's lots of games I play that are first person, but it doesn't look that appealing to me for some reason in first person. I don't know why, but Big Mag is fucking nice. Because of the Night Watcher, I think we're activating our talent a lot. It's been a minute since I've used this. That's annoying. Just gonna avoid it. Yeah. So because our pulse is always available, we're activating our talent on the gun often. $200 rounds is my favorite part about it so far. The RPM does feel slower though. Is that right? Good job, Reaper. Zen, appreciate the tip. I see you living your best Division 2 life, Reaps. I see you. Nice. Yeah, but I'm curious about Fallout. I did look, you know, at some gameplay reviews or whatever trailers. The trailers look kind of cool, but, you know, pretty lost in what's going on, right? That game has been around for a minute. There's some other cool games coming out this year, though. I hope one of them fucking hits. Does this one lose its stacks if you switch weapons? I can't remember. Move this mark and then switch. I guess it does. Doesn't feel as good as the Pestilence, you know? It's the rate of fire that's bugging me right now. That Pesty was hitting hard, fast. But you could argue this is definitely more practical for Legendary at this scale of difficulty. Not DUA, I mean, but like Tidal Basin, where there was like crazy heals and every battle was like 10 hours per room. But the Pestilence, you know, it did help sometimes, you know, when you had this guy and he's trying to run away, you're missing shots, and kind of gives him a couple extra ticks to finish him off for you. But I guess we're catching them on fire too with that pulse when they're marked, right? I think that's happening. It's just hard to tell because there's so many little things happening. Is it Chef's Kiss? Ah, you won't die. Fuck. Tough call, tough call. All the LMGs are feeling pretty good nowadays, huh? Cassidy! It's good. Cassinator. Angles here are so weird. fuck? Ooh, the gloves kicked in. That guy snuck in behind me, bro. This is handy, man, being able to put down warhounds like that. Yeah, manning the zoo is a pain in the ass, man. It is. The cover sucks in there. Look, we're expertise 2 on this gun, huh? I need to fix that. Ooh.
Serious trauma detected.
Fuckers. Ooh, good healing happening there. I don't know why, but it was good. Oh, you piece of shit. Clear. No rest for the ricket. The rickety. Rickety ricket. That's a scary ass clown mask you got there, bro. Magic gloves.
Agent down.
Jesus. What happened to that poor bastard? Gun exotic. It's so much fun right now. It's the bighorn. You are the fucking wall. It feels good though, huh? To have a chest like that. I mean, let me drop this for somebody who needs it. I don't think I have any room. Yeah, it feels good to have that invulnerability. I mean, you're just so used to your shield breaking all the time, right?
An agent is no longer in
Oh.
your group.
Well, I guess he left. Zach, do you need the bighorn? If you don't, I'm gonna crush it. If you do need it, take it. But if you don't need it, leave it. Because I can always use the part. But I don't need the gun. Zeke. That was fun, man. Let's see what we did damage-wise. We're kind of a status effect, dude. How 32 kills, Reaper. You stole all the fucking kills. 18 minutes, not bad. Oh, really, Remark? Oh, I would have given that to you. Yeah, I mean, quite effective. From a status 720 RPM, I was feeling that though, man. I was feeling that. I'd rather run the Pestilence for the beef, you know? But the blue screen is way handy there. I mean, I guess you just leave it up to the player. But I like to pick one. I would say that it feels... There's a lot of synergy going on here with this gun because the pulse, we're using the pulse so often because of there's this whole lineup straight up here is all synergizing. So we got this gear set that's requiring a pulse. And because of that, we would always run the laser pointer with Technician. But because of Night Watcher and the encouragement to use this pulse, giving you a utility to catch people on fire and earn momentum, then and preserve momentum, that's triggering the blue screen often. A lot. It's a lot of blue screen triggering without killing anybody. I mean, it's like an Eclipse Protocol build. The question is, the downside is that I hate the RPMs. And that makes me want to run the Centurion holster. That would fix that problem. The problem is, though, when you switch weapons, you lose your stack thing. You know, you lose your marks. A Lady Death build in the future? Maybe. 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 I'm not huge on the Lady Death. Because it just seems so PvP orientated. It's not really, I feel like it's not really good against big mobs, but it is good against small spawns that are really spread out. Like the Summit, maybe some open world activities too. I mean, it's got its use cases, but as like a main weapon for the hefty content, ugh, you're reloading all the time. It's a good gun. It's just limited in its PvP application, you know. There's like a dozen others I'd rather have. But it's been a while since I've ran it, and I know they did buff it. But yeah, I mean, I'll give it a try. We'll see. You know, I'm not against that gun. I've learned over the years that I don't favor it for PvE content. The Lady Death was like the opposite of the Chatterbox for PvE. Lady Death was great against small engagements that were spread out, and the Chatterbox was good against bigger mobs, you know, like 5 or 6 or even more, obviously, because of the free reloads or whatever. But the Chatterbox would feel really weak in some heroic content because sometimes you only get one guy coming out of the spawn, and then it forces a reload, and then you lose all your RPMs, and you know. So yeah, you did good, Zach. Man, you did good. Who are you in chat again, by the way? I forget which one you're in chat. Was that Recon? No. I forget who you are in chat again. Yeah. It's too much scrolling to figure it out. Yeah, I don't know. So it's a good gun. I just, you know. Well, yeah, there's some redundancy too, Dark Side, like because you already got if you already have speed running, you need more. And then you got range issues if you're trying to play deep, because it was kind of the same thing with the RPM. So when I was running the Pestilence with the Centurion holster, and I was like, man, well, the RPM is nice, but I don't really need it. I've got all this lifted RPM coming from the modifiers. So there was that redundancy that was like, oh, I don't really need this holster. I mean, it's nice, I can, but I didn't really need it. So I feel like, I guess what I'm saying is that I feel like if I run this blue screen, I'm probably gonna want either more power or more RPMs. and just say, hey, you're gonna lose your stacks every time you swap for your RPMs, but there it is. That'll give you more burst. But we saw quite a change in damage. I mean, I don't know if it's just because Reaper was playing so well, but I mean, we went from, with the Pestilence build being on par with everybody, to showing a lot more disparity, you know? Maybe I was just playing like crap too, and he was playing it really good. I don't know. Sorry, I kind of thinking out loud. I'm trying to figure out if I wanted to put this with the, they both work, but I kind of feel like the Pestilence is doing better. Yeah, that's true. Strike for the RPMs, but the bonus armor is pretty fucking good on this. And I can't make another Strikers build. I just made one. I'll probably just, you know, do it as a series, an LMG. But I feel like, you know, luckily we had the status effects, but I feel like if an enemy jumped in front of me and they were tanky, like I'd feel vulnerable with the blue screen compared to the Pestilence. You'd eventually kill him because you got the sustainability out of the blue screen, but the damage coming out of the Pestilence with its RPMs, give me that. And it's technically got a damage talent too. I don't know, it's hard to say, man. Okay, well, I'm yawning. I'm calling it a night, folks. Thanks for hanging with me. We will stream tomorrow. Kick some more butt. Thanks everybody who helped me test out these builds. Reaper, Zeke. Yeah, Tuxedo detected. All right, everybody, have a good night. See you tomorrow.